our bonus episode we're calling so far Unwrapped, Unraveled,
and Unscripted.
Unscripted being the key term. Do you hear my voice?
OMG.
We're so tired.
We are struggling, people. We are recording this episode before season 3 as a little sandwiched episode in between.
Don't say sandwich. I'm starving.
I'm actually hungry too. And given that it took me forever to get here. And so the idea today is just to update on the holidays and all the fun things that happened before we jump into season 3.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep for a second.
And exhale. Inhale, exhale.
Exhale. Well, Brent, I think I'm going to let you start. Wait, do we have to say anything else on our intro? I'm so reliable.
Yes.
I'm not reliable. I'm reliant on our script sometimes, and I don't know that we need it, right?
I think we do need our script. We need the script, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, so today's experimental.
Yes.
But let's just do what we do best and just talk.
Just talk. We could always edit. Right? Yay! Editing feature.
God.
Yes.
Okay.
So the holidays are officially over. Yes. When are
Yes.
we releasing this episode? Monday, probably. Next Monday. Right?
Maybe
This
Monday.
I could probably do it.
Okay.
I could probably do it.
Well, if
so,
you can do it, then.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got to work on videos. So. Ooh.
Oh, I'm so
Christy,
behind.
people, she is really behind.
On life.
She is gonna get fired now. She's fired.
Yeah, I really am. But I'm gonna let you tell your story before I talk about how behind.
So yeah, we're really behind, but I think everyone feels behind. Today is what day is it to see? It's
That's
Thursday.
the thing.
It's that time between Christmas and New Year's that just passed, but now it's because it fell midweek. Now Monday, our lives don't start again. Most people's lives don't start again on Monday when school starts, and then
Right.
then we'll get back on track. That's the day we'll be releasing this episode. So right now it's Thursday. Kids are still here, but we have just a little recap of stuff that we took notes of.
My question is, are the husbands going to be home again between now and because there's the weekend?
Yeah, we have to deal with the weekend too. Yeah,
I love them, but them being around just kind of reminds me that I don't know what day it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just asked you 3 times today. Wait, today's Friday? No,
Thursday.
It's still Thursday. Okay. I know Monday I'm going to be like, why can't it be vacation again? Anyway,
we're never happy.
Well, one of the things that happened to Dylan to kind of start that is what happens in the fall? You fall back because it's
Daylight savings
time.
And,
yeah, daylight savings
Yeah.
time. It's the only savings we do in the holidays. So.
That's
really
a good
is.
one.
Yay! And one of the new things this year for Dylan is he has a clock in his room, and he is not allowed to leave the room until 6 a.m. And the reason we have that rule is because we've established he's obedient, he'll follow rules. No, he'll just get up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and just wander around the house. And this way we kind of, his door's not locked or anything, but he knows. So sometimes he'll do like 5:59, something like that. But it was
Rebel.
Ooh, imagine, And he I could tell I see him in the camera when I go back and see what he did that morning, and he's like just looking to see if he could get up. But anyway, we hadn't changed his clock. We didn't even think about it. So now it's 5 a.m., but his clock still says 6. And he got up, and we told him it was still not time. So how do you explain daylight savings time to Dylan? Here's the thing, you don't. Not at 5 a.m. for sure. So
that's the wrong time.
That's the wrong time to do it. So long story long, it was World War III in our house at 5 a.m. Trying to explain that he had to go back, and I think he won. We just let him wander. Then I had to take him to the calendar, and the one that's pre-printed that I didn't write, that it actually says daylight savings time, so that he saw that it wasn't a mommy thing, that it actually says. And then I took him to Google, and we Googled it, and I showed him again, what happens. We read it. I don't know that he understood, but now I know that he's going to allow us to change the clock whenever it says daylight savings time. So that was a great way to kick off the holiday season for us. I can't believe all these years I never even thought that was a thing or an issue. Or I remember when they were babies, right? When they're little, you're worried about the feeding schedule, and you're loosely saying, now they're gonna want milk at 3 and whatever. But I never thought about it ever again. And I guess it's only because he has a clock in his room. So
Right.
yeah, people get on that suggestion.
And it's funny because
Introduce the concept.
I don't know that
Now.
JR really has had an issue with it. He did have a little bit this year, and I completely, because I don't have any sleep, forgot what it was. It was small. But I had read a little bit on social media of other families having issues. Really? Do you hear?
I do hear, and I have
what's
watching.
going on?
That's okay.
I have a house full of boys right now,
That's
and
okay.
I
They're
threatened them
being
with
good.
an inch of their lives.
That's
within an
okay.
inch of their lives, and now they're using the ice maker. They're out there helping the
Yes.
lawn guys, doing anything they can to make lots of noise on our day.
We're good. We're good.
Okay, but I hope they're eating pizza and donuts and all that stuff.
I don't know, but I'm about to go get a donut. No,
You should. I know. I have a lot. So, okay. So what's next?
Wait, did you finish your thought?
What?
JR, you said he had a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, but I forgot what it was. It was like for the first time he had like a little teeny issue, and it, with him it's just like okay, whatever. But I do remember reading other people talking about that, and I hadn't really thought of it as an issue, but yeah, it totally is.
Yeah, so it was.
So joy.
So that was fun.
Add to the fun.
Yes.
What's next? Oh, are
I
you
don't
looking
know.
to me?
Are you going to bounce back with a story
Well-
that's not scripted?
Never. All I really did was kind of just jot down some of my, stuff, I had going on, and the only way I can do that is by going back on my camera roll
Same.
and looking.
Same.
At
Just look at the
pictures.
pictures and then you remember.
So
what happened.
that happened. So that was more by Thanksgiving. No,
Before that, way
Before Thanksgiving.
Like right after I think Halloween and.
Oh well, I'm going to be jumping way ahead. Do you have like
Yeah,
a
that's
closer story? Tell me.
I have Thanksgiving stories. Do you
Awesome.
have- do you not have a?
What did I
anything-
do for Thanksgiving?
I don't know what you did.
Oh,
for
well,
Thanksgiving.
it was fun.
Just Dylan had a couple of really great moments before he we were going to do the photo shoot for the holiday card, which we've talked about how hard that is
Yes.
in the past. And last year he had a really hard time, and this year I put it on the calendar way ahead so that he knew. That helps him have closure and know what to expect. And I kept saying, "What are we doing today?" He's like, "Family photos." So he knew. And besides that, they behaved great. That's jumping ahead. That they did so good. They both did. For the photos, I showed him a couple of shirt options, and so I just said, as I usually do, like, Dylan, do you want to wear whatever, this shirt or that shirt? And so he kind of pointed. And he said that shirt. And then I said, "Oh, great! You like this?" So I just kept, poor kid. I keep trying to engage him. "Oh, so you like this shirt for the photos?" And he turns and he says, "I like color." So he didn't say I like the color, but that's his way of saying I like the color of the shirt. So you get it? I like color. So I said, "Oh, you like this shirt for the photos?" And then he just turned around and just kept playing. And then like 2 seconds, like he paused and he said, "I like color." And then of course I prompted again, "You like the color of the shirt?" And he says, "Yes." So we've established that he has 2 yeses. He says either yes, like shut up and go away.
I was just gonna say.
Or the enthusiastic yes, where he nods his head and his eyes open wide with excitement. And I was like, holy crap, he just told me he likes the color of a shirt. First time. He's 17. He's never told me he likes the color of any
That's a
shirt.
lot. Yeah.
Like, Dylan likes this color shirt. Now he's going to have like 10 shirts. Like, I'm going to go at him. And
He's like, I liked it for this season.
for this season long.
not
You don't have
like
to give me 10
forever.
of the same. But, so yeah, so the day of the photo shoot, they did so good. I can't even put it into words. We were done in about 15 minutes. So much so that we were looking for poses to do. Like, well, should we do like Larry and the Boys? And should we do Dylan alone? And we were coming up with stuff to do because I'm sure it means that next year is going to be a hot ass mess. But this year it was great. And it was, her theme this year was all white, all different colors of shades of white. And it was in her studio, and she had holiday music playing low. It wasn't very loud. Like, there was just something about
It was calming.
Yes, the serenity of the room that they both walked in, and they went straight to the bench. Like, they knew that's where they were supposed to go. I'm like, who are you? Whose kids are you?
Oh.
But that was really great. And then Thanksgiving, Dylan loved the parade. Usually, again, it takes a lot of prompting, something I've been working on for a long time because this parade is special to me. It's something I like doing on Thanksgiving morning. And I just called him once, and he just came down and sat next to me and watched the entire thing. In between commercials, he would go up to his room, and I was like, oh, I lost him. That's it. And he would just listen for the. I mean, think about the exercise he did. You know how long that parade is? You know how many commercial breaks? Yeah, but I let him do it his way.
Right.
So he would go up, press 2 buttons on his computer game, and he would come right down. And then at the very end, when Santa came out, he stood up on his own. I think I posted a video on our Instagram, and he was like cheering and like waving Santa, like, you know, Santa comes out at the very end, waving, and he was so excited, like he really thought like Santa was waving back at him, and he just loved it so much.
That's so
of
great.
course, I have a goal. I would love to go, but that's not gonna happen.
Ooh, that's a tall order.
So many, unless we could like get us a suite somehow.
Yeah, yeah, and like be able to watch it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, it's the bucket list is probably never gonna happen because those are really expensive. But my gosh, if you could see it in person, right?
Right. What about like a local parade? Like, well,
I think it's the thing that he knows it's Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I mean, he loosely knows that the word Thanksgiving happens because we don't really do like a traditional Thanksgiving in our home. As we've established before, all the non-traditional things, all the things we don't do. But he understands that that's the morning that he's home from school and that we watch the parade. And he does do Thanksgiving at school. So, I mean, there's something there that he, I don't know, goes.
It's nice. It's really great when they start, like, anticipating, like, over the past few years. Like, when I take the Christmas stuff down, Jared's like, where's my box? You know, of, my things and...
That's tough. That's going to be tough. Because I feel like the boys really enjoyed the tree this year. And Oliver said the closest he's ever come to saying Happy Thanksgiving. He says something like Happy Patas.
Sucia?
No, Patas would be Tia Christy. No, he said he's really trying. Happy Thanks Baba or something. But he says it, he points to it, and that's his way of saying Happy Thanksgiving. So it was a great Thanksgiving in our household all around with the kids.
I feel like,
all this new stuff they did, and I'm so happy about it.
That's so awesome. Back to the sexy voice. I don't know if my sexy voice is coming through, because my cold is like 98%.
Oh, I heard it now.
God, you heard it now.
Now it's more nasally than sexy, but but maybe that is sexy. I don't know.
To each her own.
I love you.
It didn't help that I didn't get any sleep last night. It was the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing. And I am a borderline insomniac. If I feel like being an insomniac, I cannot.
Except when I text you sometimes at 11 and you don't answer back, I'm like, oh, she's actually sleeping? Like, okay, good for her.
But I don't know what I did. I think because I had this cold, I was drinking a lot of tea, to soothe the cold. And then last night, I didn't really need it, but I just kind of, I don't know, felt like having tea. And maybe it had caffeine.
Yeah,
but
that's
caffeine doesn't really affect me.
Yeah,
I am telling you, until it does. Until you're staring at the ceiling at 5:30 in the morning, you're like, I have to wake up at 7.
Oh,
so I think I fell asleep at some point right there. But I did have some great thoughts, not that I remember them, while I was awake. I did wake up and add a couple notes here. So anyway, back to the family, back to the holidays. That's the reason why we're here. I'm trying to think. We had some recent great times with Tim being home, just doing all the going to lunch and it's not a normal day. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to see Star Wars. We're just going to do, wild and crazy fun, different things because we're on a different schedule. And we've really, really enjoyed that. But kind of going back a little bit.
What is Star Wars?
Go away. I guess if I told you that I was crying the entire time, you wouldn't get it.
No, at all.
But then again, my kids didn't get it either. I mean, they love Star Wars. I mean, they were glued. But for me, it's the nostalgia. It's, not to date myself, but it's seeing Star Wars in the movies when I was 7 years old. Like,
I mean, so did I, but I don't remember it. I mean, I remember E.T.
Well, yeah.
E.T.'s different.
I think we all kind of gravitate to different, because I never was a Harry Potter person. Or, like, Star Wars for me, like, had the figures. I was kind of tomboy, so I had all the, with all of the stuff.
Unless it was a Star Wars Barbie, I did not have anything.
That explains a lot.
Is there a Star Wars Barbie? No.
Princess Leia, maybe. Well, that wouldn't be Barbie. That would just be Leia.
A blonde Leia?
No.
Okay. I'll go and try.
So let's go back.
Okay, sorry.
So JR,
your cat's looking in my purse.
as his whole head is in your purse.
Okay, there's nothing in there, I think.
So through chorus at his school, which he was so psyched to join, I thought that was adorable. You know what? It's actually not something. It's a special that he has, but then some of the kids got to do a concert, and the holiday concert was at Harborside, which is this area in East Jupiter. That's a really cute venue, a little stadium, and they do great Christmas stuff for kids. And Jackson, through his chorus, performed there one year, and it's crazy busy. So of course, I was very nervous about him, going down there and all the crowds. And I was like, okay, how do we figure out that we're going to eat dinner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah.
And already be parked down there. But all that, self-imposed stress was pointless because he had a blast. And I, posted some videos of him singing.
Yeah, that was so cool. He stole the show.
At the top of his lungs.
Your cat
and
is at it again.
Listen, Kat, until
her cat is being
he's
bad.
wrecking our lighting such that it is. But he had so much fun, and I hadn't really started putting two and two together. See, I can't even add this morning, even less than normal.
I was gonna say.
But he had seen the previews to Trolls 2.
Oh, that's the musical one? No,
There's a cartoon.
Yes, but there's a musical one that they advertised, and I wanted to take Dylan, and then I never saw it throughout the holidays. I thought it was going to be a holiday edition.
I don't know about that, but it's like Trolls Part 2.
Okay.
It's not coming out until April. Well,
or maybe it's one that looks like Trolls, like with the hair, and it's supposed to be about music notes.
Well, we're back. So you wanted to repeat that.
I'm so sorry.
What? You repeated you're sorry?
No. I'm sorry. You know what happened? I didn't connect the laptop and it died. So the YouTube episode was going to be MIA if I hadn't noticed.
Oh.
Hey, look, your cats are stalking us again. They're right outside.
Welcome to my world.
Anyway, yes, I want to take Dylan. That's the movie I want to take Dylan to see.
Yeah. Okay. And I didn't say this yet on camera, or recording, but I don't know that you will want to sit with JR because he's going to be standing on the chair.
Yes, I think we should.
His seat, and he's going to be going bananas. So anyway, he makes that rocker. What is that?
Yeah, that
sign.
Yeah.
Rock out. And so he's been doing that in pictures and stuff. I'm like, oh, how cute or whatever.
Oh,
but
right.
then I'm like, that's why he's doing it. So meanwhile, at this concert, it's Christmas carols. They're all singing Christmas carols. It's adorable because they're a hot mess because of who they are. And it was great, and it was all families watching. Thank goodness. And it's a really casual, amphitheater, sit wherever you want, kind of pop a squat, thing.
Totally not my thing.
Totally.
I mean, I have seat 6A. That is my seat. You're in my spot. What do you mean I don't know where I'm going to sit? No. You with people? No.
Yeah, and we brought his babysitter, Gabby, or our family friend Gabby, and we laughed and laughed and laughed and just had a blast. But anyway, so he's in between the carols. The teacher would, want to say something like, okay, well, now we're going to sing, I don't know, give me a name of a carol.
Deck the halls.
Deck the halls. And Jared would
Exactly.
Jared would take the microphone from her and be like, Rock Trolls, April 2020. Sorry.
2020.
April 2020. And I was dying. And everyone thought it was great, and it was, and it was cute. But I think my point is that when JR gets, on these kicks, you're like, oh, this is so cute. And then you realize it's an obsession, or it's a stim. So if you look at all my
right, you know
pictures,
why. Yeah, you know why he's
yes. I can think of so many, even when he was in his school play, which was another riot and a half. Same thing. He's up there doing the rock symbol, and other people are saying their lines, and he's chiming in with some of the lines from the movie. I'm like, oh
Well, did I say the story of when Dylan threw Oliver out of his room? I know I've told you this story. Physically threw him out of his room, and all I hear from far away, I don't know, I'm sorry, I apologize, listeners, if I already said the story, but that Oliver was going into his room, and all I hear from far away is a door slamming, and he said, "Get out and stay out!" And I know that that's from a Mickey Mouse, Twice Upon a Christmas, when Mickey gets mad at Pluto, and he's
really sad.
Right, it is, but I know that that's why he's doing that, and Mickey gets mad at Pluto, throws him out, because he wrecked the Christmas tree, and he tells Pluto, get out and stay out, and then he shuts the door. So what did Dylan do when he decided to throw Oliver out? The same thing. It's from a movie, but that's how he
inserts and...
But it was great. I mean, I was cracking up, of course, poor Ollie was crying. And thankfully he didn't catch his fingers in the door. Oh my God. But they use that. It's their own, they don't have JR has a word, but he's like, hey, this works too.
Yeah. So
fill in the blank, almost, kind of a thing.
I'm so impressed that he was able to get up there and sing and
awesome.
Have so much fun and not be stressed about it and pal around with his friends. And both the kids, and the focus is always a little bit more on JR. I guess less and less every year because he's just, I don't know, I guess he gets it more. We're just kind of like, okay, party on, it's Christmas now. But we did a couple different things this year. We because we got Dory, our doggy, who has allergies, by the way.
Oh.
Can I return her?
No comment from this point, Valerie.
No, we love her dearly. So we found out that our amazing mall Santa, who is, I've talked about him over and over. He remembers JR from year to year. He looks like Santa. He's just an incredible dude. We had the opportunity to take pictures with Dory. They have like this dog, it's like an animal event, and it's after hours, which is so clever. So like at 5:10 on a random Sunday after the mall was closed, well before Christmas, you can make an appointment and come in, and we were the only ones in the mall.
Amazing.
I thought there were going to be 1 million people, but this was something we were going to try, and if it sucked, it would be a great Instagram story, right?
Yeah.
There's always that. And
now we have a bunch of people who could cry with us.
Right. We all had our matching pajamas. Dory had her own pajamas. And JR asked me 4,000 times, this time, how about now? He was really excited about doing it. And stupidly, I'm like, he's really excited to see Santa and take that picture with Dory.
I was going to say, who's Lee?
Who? Excited Lee? What did I say?
You said excited Lee. So I was like, who is Lee?
Oh. You mean the adverb?
Okay. I thought you were talking about someone named Lee. I'm like, who's Lee?
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
It could be Santa's name. I don't know. So we go to the mall, and, like I said, I was so encouraged, and there was nobody there, and Santa had his full attention. However, it was really about Dory. It was really about, they wanted the dog to, look at the camera, such as that was, which didn't really happen. But JR was a little bit put out. So we left, and he had a huge meltdown. And we didn't really get it. So we were trying to just kind of hover around the area because in our mall, the Gardens Mall, the decorations are gorgeous. So even if you're not seeing Santa, like the outskirts have benches and things, and so you can see the same backdrops. I was like, hey, I don't know if this chick got any picture, the $40 package. Yeah, right. I don't know if there's any eye contact in there. I got some on my phone, but let's take a couple while we're here. And JR was having none of it. And I started to get upset. I'm like, I'm so sick of having pictures with 2 of us or 3 of us. Mm-hmm. It gets old after a while. Mm-hmm. So in the interim, Santa comes walking out. He hears all of this.
Right.
And JR is halfway to the parking lot, which is fine because there's no one in the mall, and where's he going to go? And so he, kind of yells down the hallway, hey, JR, come back. It's Santa.
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
floored.
I would have died. I would have been like,
I was
Santa!
like, are you kidding me? And so he pulled JR aside, and he just sensed it. And he pulled JR aside, and we sat on this bench, and he's like, JR, when you come back, we'll talk about, this and that. This, you're going to have your time, essentially. And then he was satisfied with that. And I thought that was really touching.
That is really nice.
He did that.
Speaking of waiting, and I think I mentioned this before, that Dylan was going to do his new cheer performance, the cheerleading competition. And as predicted, we got there. They told me to get there at 12. But they weren't really going on until 1:30.
Oh, my God.
And so I thought it was because they were going to rehearse before in a different room. Turns out it was literally just waiting for an hour. They didn't even go practice until 1:15. So we've established that Dylan's wait time is his limit is about 45 minutes. So, and like on cue. He did so good when he got there. He was waiting, and even with the noise, and it was really overwhelming because those gyms echo.
Oh, right.
And the people and the other cheer squads practicing, but he lost it. He just lost it at like the 45-minute mark, and then when they went to perform, when they went to practice, when the coach took them, he was fine because now he was doing something. So it's about, I said to her, the next time, just give me the real time. I am punctual. I am not the parent that you need to lie and say, get here so we can wait around.
Right.
You need me there at 1:15, I will get there at 1:10.
Mm-hmm.
I even he had lunch. It was that awkward time where I needed to leave home like by 11 to get there by noon, which means I fed him lunch in the car. I mean, I had everything planned so that he went in. I took him to the bathroom. I stalled, and it didn't work. So, but the funny part is he starts performing. It's not funny now. The whole first half of the performance, you could see him crying. Aww. He's really like wiping it, but he's doing it as usual. He's going through because he knows the routine. He's supposed to do it, and then at some point he goes up and he does his little stunt, and everyone cheers in the video because I've studied it 1,000 times. I'm studying his behavior. Yes, he goes up into this little stunt, and everyone instinctively claps for him, and his face just lights up. And it's like the last 30 seconds of the performance, he does it happy and smiling like he would have had I gotten there on friggin' time. So that was that. Sometimes it's just hard. The waiting is hard, and we could plan for it as much as we want, but shit still happens.
That's. I think if I could alleviate that in JR's life, he would be 1,000 times better.
And even though he knows,
better.
they know what to expect. Which I always say it's good, but this was a new scenario for him. He's never been to it. He's performed at school, and I think he's done it that many times now. Like, I think they've been doing the talent show like 7 years in a row, that he knows what waiting there is part of it.
Sure.
So now it's going to have to be cheerleading. Like, in 2 weeks we have another one. It's in Port St. Lucie.
Ooh.
I know. So that means we have to drive there. I don't even know where to park, where it is, so we're going to have to be there earlier, but how are we going to prevent the whole waiting thing? But I think at some point he's going to know, okay, when it's cheerleading, we go, we sit and do nothing. I think that's that will be part of the chaos.
Yeah.
But right now he doesn't know
part of the process. Yeah. When I was talking about JR performing with his chorus in Harborside, it's all different schools, all different bands, all different choruses from all the local schools. So when I got the schedule, you can actually sense not the urgency, but the concern in the person writing the schedule from Els, our school probably Miss Erica, who's in charge. She said, okay, well, this is the time that we're scheduled to come on. Let's say it was 7:15, right? And she said, and she kind of had us get there as close to that time as possible, with the caveat that when you have all these different schools singing, it's not guaranteed. But just the way I read this flyer, if that makes any sense, is that I could tell that our concerns about having the kids wait, and it made me feel better. She didn't say, "Hey, we're performing at 7:15. See you at 5." Because then I would have been like, "We're out." Yeah. And
they did have them perform. They went second. So what they did is they opened the show with a very, very advanced, I guess, all the coaches, and they all put on a performance, and then they had our kids go. And so that was great, because there's no way he would have waited. And then I was hoping he would stay and watch the other squads.
Right.
But he was like, what do you think he said?
I'm out.
Home. Home. So, so I promised him he didn't have to, and we went home. But I had also talked about the Nutcracker. Remember I said the story about how last year he's always done great, but this usher didn't let him in on time. They usually open the theater at 1:30, and last year, for whatever reason, it was like 1:40, and the doors still weren't open, even though the ballet starts at 2. So we got there, and he was he was very calm this year. I don't know what it was about the holidays. He did so good. He only had one little behavior thing when I took him shopping, and he chose an ornament, and the guy told him not to get too close to the table, and he kind of didn't like that, and I don't know.
I wouldn't like that either.
I know. Yeah, I just gave the guy the death stare,
right, really?
Shut up. Just charge
This is going so well.
This is going so well. You are not going to ruin my day. But then we went upstairs, and I didn't make a big deal about going in. I know the door that we usually go in for our seats. I casually walked by it and kind of checked it to see if it was open. There was no usher around. If it was open, I was going to go in. But it was locked.
Oh.
So I acted all nonchalant, just kind of walked by it, tried it, door's locked. I was like, Dylan, let's go sit over there. And I found some seats, and I kind of egged him on. And he just sat, and he didn't point to the door. He thankfully didn't notice me. Had he noticed me trying to open it, and had it been locked, it would have been over, but he didn't notice. The usher came by, some new woman, and she said, I was like, oh, I like your earrings. I was totally friendly. I was like, you look so pretty, holiday spirit, and this whole thing. And she's like, and then I said, it's almost 1:30 and the door's gonna be open. And then she said, oh, I have to wait for the house to be open. I guess that's how they call it. The house is open. And of course, I'm looking at the clock. It's 1:20. It's 1:28, 1:29, and then at 1:30, I was right when I was buttering her up, oh, and your cologne and your whatever perfume and all this. And she says, the house is open. I'm like, great, bye, Merry Christmas. And then of course I walked Dylan in. It was a dream. He was amazing. Oh, and I also stalled him in the car because he likes to listen to holiday songs. Uh-huh. And usually he doesn't like to get out of the car until the song finishes. That's that's a big trigger for Dylan. Closure.
You need to find some Fish music.
Fish music?
Yeah, Fish, the band Fish.
Oh. I'm what?
We just kind of like a Grateful Dead where the songs are super long.
Oh, so long. Well, they actually started playing Mr. Grinch, the Grinch. And that is the longest song in the world. And it was great. I was like, Dylan, do you want to finish listening to the song? Yes. And I'm looking at it and saying, great, the song is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I was like, yes.
That is so sad.
It's so sad. And then I walked very, very slowly. I mean, everything was so calculated, but it worked out beautifully for him. He loved it. You could see when he was clapping, the joy of him, seeing it again. And he now knows what to expect. And, it was beautiful.
That's so nice. It's so nice. Deserved because you work so hard to create that experience with him, for him.
Yeah. Now, Port St. Lucie, I don't know what's going to happen next week.
Yeah.
But should be some fun to post.
Exactly. Back to Star Wars.
What is Star Wars?
I want to talk about it so much. I forgot to mention that we did a Disney trip. And I felt horrible because I hadn't remembered the last time we brought the kids to Disney. And we're Disney freaks. So that was super cool. And we did all the great things. Super cool.
That's the first Super of 2020. Yay! It's official.
And the reason why I realized that is because we went to, I keep wanting to call it Universal, and it's not what it is. I don't know why I have a brain fart. Why I do, because I have no sleep.
Special.
Hollywood Studios now has this huge Star Wars experience, which it has grown over the years, and we've seen a lot of it.
Right, it was Universal Studios, and now it's Hollywood. No, it's the other way around.
Completely separate. It was called, no, that's a separate entity. Hollywood Studios used to be called MGM.
Oh, MGM, yes.
Oh my God, I cannot believe I remembered that.
Yes.
So Hollywood Studios now has a huge Star Wars experience, and it had an amazing Toy Story ride that we loved. Mm-hmm. But now they have a Toy Story land.
I have to take Dylan to that.
I keep saying now. It's like not even that new anymore.
So that's Universal. No, sorry. So where am I taking Dylan?
Hollywood Studios, which is a Disney property.
Okay, Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios. Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Okay, so that's where I would have to take Dylan.
Yeah. Remember the old days, like the Great Movie Ride, and have you ever? And that's where Tower of Terror is, and Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. That's all the old school stuff that's there.
Unless you're telling me that's where Disney Playhouse used to be. Disney Junior, the Playhouse.
Yes.
And, and JoJo Circus and all that. Okay,
yes.
Now you're talking my language. Okay. We don't do any of those other ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And so the new thing there is like a newer Star Wars experience, and they have a Millennium Falcon ride. And I know
Millennial Falcon?
Oh, now you're gonna confuse me. No, it's Millennium. Oh my, Millennial.
The millennials are involved?
Oh my God, I need to go to bed. They're not
involved.
You're confusing me.
Okay, sorry.
But it's this ride that people wait hours and hours and hours. Of course, because we have the special needs pass, special assistance pass.
Right.
We didn't have to do that. And so, long story long, we get on this ride, no wait, and of course you get all the stares, like, are you guys multimillionaires, or why did you get to just, essentially, the images that people see is that we just walk up, but that's not how the pass works. The pass, we
should do a show on that. We should do a show about Disney tips.
I can't even remember the names of the rides. How are we going to do a show?
Well, we'll research, and we will have a script. Unlike today,
this is where we unravel.
We can research for tips for not just Disney, just different parks locally or whatever, different parks.
And there's so many great resources, people on Facebook that I know of that travel all the time and give like
season
updates.
3.
Season 3.
Let's do it.
That's next week.
Right? Well, the end of season 3 because we have to research. Okay, sorry.
So, long story long, we get on this Millennium Falcon ride.
Or the Millennial ride.
Or Millennial. And it's a big deal to get to go. People wait forever. We go up. I forgot to explain like how the pass works. So you get a certain amount of fast passes loaded on your
3.
watch.
I think it's 3, right? 3. Whatever. We'll research.
Tim's in charge.
Okay.
We might have to have... No, we can't have Tim on.
No.
We'll pre-record his responses to
questions.
questions.
If you want Disney show bleeped all out.
Exactly.
I love you.
But you get a certain amount of, passes loaded on your app or your watch or your, however it is that you choose to do it. But with a special needs assistance, you get to add one more. That's your...
Well, that's new.
That's new your... It's new. It's not new. It's new. Definitely new to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do a whole episode on that because during that change, we stayed away from Disney.
I haven't gone back because the assistance card got taken away.
Right. And that's very controversial. That could be a controversial. So the way this awesome ride works is you are given a roll. So when you...
A cinnamon roll?
Roll. I could use one right now.
I could use a cinnamon roll.
I'm grabbing my rolls right now. Oh my gosh. So I was so excited because we get on and, I'm all like geeked out for Star Wars and they give me this pass. They say, you're the captain. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And Jared's like, oh my God, what am I going to get? He gets a pass. You're also the captain. I was like, oh, okay. How's this going to work? So, everyone, I think Jackson and Tim were bombers. And the other...
And the millionaires were behind you? They were passengers?
I don't know if they were passengers. They must have
had in the room
some
with you.
role. Yes. You're like in a little capsule.
Oh,
with
God.
I think it's a total of 2... Right, with us. I already feel bad for them. So it's like us, and then, there must be 6 people.
There's probably a tweet out there about you. Or like a Facebook venting post about how these people went to Disney and this happened. And...
Well, there's a couple rides in Disney that do that. Like there's Spaceship Earth. Oh my God, that's not even what it's called. But when you go to the moon, and so you're in this capsule, it's so cool, and lots of people pass out and throw up. That's a really neat part of it.
You're making me really want to go.
But you're given these rolls, and you have to, excuse me,
not cinnamon rolls.
At certain points, you have to, flick, switch on like switches and pull like pulleys and stuff, and things automatically happen. But I was a little bit nervous because, you know, there's people on this ride with us, and I'm thinking, I don't want to screw this up. So we get on, and I'm a captain, JR's a captain, we have this mission, and I find out that I am steering, I'm the right steer person, and he's the left steer person. So, those poor people, I don't know how much they paid for that, you know, get on the ride before anyone else passed or what, but I feel horrible because I'm trying to steer, and JR thinks like this is all him. He's like, wow! And he's like flipping us upside down. We're crashing into things 4,000 times. So
we're not really going upside down.
No, not physically. But like the ship is like all wonky.
Okay.
And they're like, you know, turn.
Like a virtual reality kind of thing.
Yes. Okay. So needless to say, JR had the time of his life, and those other people were like, get us away.
Research hashtags. You're probably out there. They're probably complaining about you somewhere.
I can only imagine how many people, though, think, oh my God, it's the bananas at Disney. Get us away.
But so that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Story of my life.
Moving on.
You were going to talk. Hold on. By the way, they're not coming back. I don't care what Gucci says.
Oh,
I don't like them.
I don't know. I have mine. Oh, why are you wearing glasses?
Oh, I'm sorry. For her.
I'm just asking.
So, Greece is the word.
What else happened in December?
Oh, we went to the Greece Live show. Is that what it's called, Greece Live?
I don't know.
What do we know today?
We don't know. Oh, so we talked about, so they announced that Grease was coming. It was going to be the Grease sing-along, which we already did for my birthday a couple of years ago. But this was the Grease sing-along with Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta, which was amazing.
If you can't be an athlete,
be an athletic supporter.
Run high! I think I said I'm freaking out.
Yes.
4,000 times. I'm freaking out. And then I kept saying I had the chills, and I was waiting for you to say, are they multiplying?
It was just to know it's different to just go to the sing-along all dressed up, but then
in a movie theater.
Right, which we've done. But to know that they were going to come out, and it was surreal. We had really good seats. We really wanted to do the meet and greet, but it was so expensive.
It was.
And so then we finally just pulled the plug and did closed seats instead, which is still good. We were like, what, like 8th row. They were right there, and then it was so magical. It was so amazing.
I have to say, I was a little, that day was, you know, a little crazy, us, you know, getting there, and you you with your drive.
I got stuck again in traffic.
In traffic.
Yes.
But the whole, I guess I'm happy I didn't have a spoiler, you know, for it, but we got there, and we didn't realize the experience, the classic cars and the music and the photo ops that they had created for us and the props. Oh my God, have you laughed? So they give you this bag of props that contain bubbles.
Yes. I know what you say.
A checkered flag.
A hair comb.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
A hair comb for the, you know, greaser.
And there was one more thing.
Did I say pom-pom?
The palm, yeah.
Pom-pom. Well, so we had these bags that we're carrying around with us.
Yes.
And then we put them by our feet at our seats. And then all of a sudden when it was time to, you know, pull something out, I couldn't find my bag.
Right, you lost your bag.
And lost my mind, lost my marbles.
The millionaire next to you.
The millionaire who did do the meet and
She did the meet and greet.
Yeah. But she said that they had like this touching, well, I mean, naturally, touching rule. Like,
or like you couldn't hug them.
You couldn't like jump up and monkey, you know.
Like,
like
okay.
I would.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing, but understandable.
He had a wig on to make the hair look.
But you know what? And we had good seats.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, we saw him from like, you know, 900 feet away, so it looked natural, but it looked cool.
I thought it
really
was appropriate.
It was great. I think it was, you know what I mean? It
was a Hollywood wig. It was well done. Yes,
Thank you.
Course.
It wasn't like my wig that I...
It wasn't a Party City wig. Or like a Pete the Cat costume. And if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Go back to the episode where I bitched about that.
So it was a beautiful night. We dressed.
It was great. Yeah, I wish we would have known 7 p.m. meant the experience starts at 7 p.m., not the show starts. And so we went to dinner before. Oh my gosh.
Rushed a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. We had all those leftovers. We're like trying to eat and drink and do everything at the same time. I know.
Here's Brenda.
Oh my gosh.
At the table.
Like, because I got stuck in traffic. There was an accident. There was involved the helicopter and everything. Remember the helicopter?
Right.
Yeah. So I got there late, only to get there and realize, the show
I kind of
start.
thought, I was like, every concert has a pre-show, whether they say it or not. But then, what could the pre-show be for that?
Yeah.
So we were like, we better be on time.
It was the lightning, the grease lightning.
It ended up being yes. Oh man.
But first, they had the whole experience. So I wish. I guess they can't really say, but at least they should talk about it. I mean, it was a whole spread of the cars.
Well, there were only so many events, so it's not like people could. I mean, I guess they could have described it a little bit better on the website or however they advertised it.
And they ended up only coming out at the end. I wanted them. Yeah, but I wanted them to come out and I thought they were going to come out at least a couple of times and sing a couple of songs in full. Yeah. You know, and they did, and it was just at the end. But then they did a whole hour of Q&A with the audience, and it ended up being. I mean, it was an amazing.
It was great. Well, it's funny because Olivia Newton-John had said, I was watching you guys through the curtain and how excited you were watching the movie. And I believed her. I was like, oh my God, she's watching me watch the movie.
I think she did.
No, I think she's genuine. But
I think she peeked out and, see people's reactions again. And they were really, I like that they were very candid with their replies, that they weren't very guarded. They were very, I was like, oh, you shouldn't have said that. But a lot of those things that they answered, I was like, oh, wow. Like when they asked them if there was sexual tension in the with the cast, and he's like, yeah. But then he said something kind of like, we took care of that. I'm like, oh, did you? Define taking care of that. Okay, sure.
But I think some of
great.
First of all, she looked beautiful. And I had seen fairly recent interviews with her because her cancer had, come back. And she looked like a pretty 70-something-year-old woman, but I just felt like she looked stunning. He looked amazing, but he could do no wrong in my eyes, even though he's a Scientologist. But I think, for me, I was so excited about seeing them together.
That's different.
That the whole thing with the T-Birds was a bonus, and driving there, I'm thinking, I just want the movie to be over so I can see them, because we've done it. We did a sing-along.
Right, that is true.
We've done a sing-along. It was fun. Been there, done that. Don't need to do it again. But I am telling you, you have to be there. The screen, it's like an IMAX screen.
It's so different. And doing it there, outdoors, and
to see the vividness, how vivid the screen was, and the second that any major character came on the screen,
right,
the crowd that had any person,
which is different than a movie theater. A movie theater is much smaller.
Yes, I mean the first time he's on the beach and he turns and you see that
dimple,
his blue liquid blue eyes, and we're like,
it was fun to be silly, and like I told you then, I was like, just to be there for those 2 hours or whatever it was, and just forget about whatever else, the traffic, the current stress, the holiday, whatever.
It was perfect.
Those 2 hours, we were just in Grease mode, and it was so cool.
were, and because I think we had La Fresa that weekend. We had a lot on our plates.
We were about to do
literally.
So the luncheon was going to be Sunday, and we were busy. Yeah,
we were able to compartmentalize and just kind of take this time. And I was on such a high after that. I mean, any concert,
and then when I got home, I had 4 bags, 4 goodie bags. How did that happen? We couldn't find our goodie bags during. And somehow in the car, I had 4. So I managed to have ours and 2 other people's.
Maybe it was some of the guys around us that had their bags that you promptly went up to and said,
no. I think I put my bag in my purse and I said, so that I don't lose it.
But didn't you comment to a couple of guys that were rolling their eyes? Like,
the guy in front of me.
Here?
The guy in front of me, I tried to be nice, and I was like, hey, I said, oh, he's a keeper, he's here, or whatever, and the girl just kind of eye rolled. And remember, I grabbed him by the shoulders, and I was like, I'm so sorry we're singing loud, but you're here, and something, and they were like, yeah, go away.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Too bad for them.
I don't care. Yeah. Stranded at the drive-in. Stranded a fool.
I just want to piggyback really quick on amazing singing. The stars...
Pat loves me.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
The stars aligned this year because Jackson's chorus. You must think I'm like, we're like the Von Trapp family. I've talked about his chorus, but Jackson's a part of chorus in his middle school.
Oh, yes.
And last year he did like a tour of nursing homes and hospitals for the holidays, and they caroled, and I thought that was such a great opportunity for him. Unbeknownst to me, he caroled at JR School. And I was there, like, I passed him, I'm like, oh, that's a really cool tour bus coming into the Center of Excellence. I wonder what that is. And I found out at Jackson. I was so upset. So this year, of course, I'm a stalker. I got all the details, followed the bus, got in, and was able to watch Jackson's chorus perform for the L Center of Excellence, and JR got to watch. And that was really cool because, JR was saying to his teachers, "That's my brother."
I was just going to say, kind of like the, "Esa mi hija." "Esa mi brother." The Hialeah version.
Just like that. Speaking of Hialeah.
Okay, Hialeah. So we did our mom's holiday brunch. Yay! And it was amazing. So amazing.
It was on fire.
It was on fire. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. We, as we mentioned before, have been wanting to do this for a while. The moms asked for a mom's night out or for a mom's outing. Everyone kind of like suggested it. We, of course, ran with it. And we prepped for it. We put feelers out with our friends and family for sponsors, just initially just to do like little gift bags for the moms. And we actually fundraised enough to actually surprise the moms and treat them. So we waited until they got there to surprise them and tell them it's on us.
Things.
With many things. But yes, it's on us. It's on us. You don't have to pay. Today is just for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
I hope I clarified that it was on us thanks to sponsors.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because you get so in the moment and so excited.
Yeah.
So
Christy and I didn't pay for it. We organized everything, logistics and all the fun stuff that goes into that. But we reached out to friends and family and all these beautiful sponsors that it just, I don't know, they just kept coming. Like, at one point I was like, is our little goodie bag going to be enough to hold? Because we had
what a problem.
So many goodies inside that bag. So we want to take a couple of minutes and just say thank you. You want to start with some of these?
Sure. So a couple of the people that truly, truly jumped out and said, how can we help? How can we go above and beyond? Allyson Fortney Photography, Sharon, our friend Sharon, Avalon,
we're going to just assign her like something, VP of marketing.
She helps me so much with Puzzle Piece. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And she's with Fun Wine, and so
she's fun.
That's all I need to say.
Yes.
Gypsy.
My friend Gypsy, who did the beautiful bags.
There's a bag there.
Bags,
yeah.
Yes. We did a bag that says #Disorderly Tribe, and she did them by hand. She ended up, the bags we purchased weren't good enough, so she's like, I'm just going to get you new bags. And just on her, she would not let me pay her for it. So we love you, Gypsy. Thank you so much.
My college friend Eileen Castro donated Rodan Fields.
Oh, I just used a lip thing. It was like a lip plumper thing. I'm sure you can't see it now, but I've been putting it at night, and I like it. Very nice.
I love Rodan Fields. I do.
Yes, and then Raquel Cincini, who's a fellow mom. Her daughter does piano with Dylan. We've been in the same therapy scene for a while, and she donated 4 touchstone crystal necklaces.
They were
for the mom.
Beautiful.
When I opened those just to see what she donated, I was like, wait, we have to raffle these off? Wait, what? What?
How come there's only 2 here?
I don't know, she gave 4, but there's 2. And those were hot ticket items. Beautiful. If you haven't seen, go to the Google the touchstone crystal. They were beautiful. We really should have kept one. Like a hostess gift.
Yes.
Why didn't we keep one for our own?
Can we re-gift? Not re-gift.
No. Can we take it back? Give that back to me. No, we cannot.
We were kidding.
No, we have 4 moms that won those, and they've been actually tagging us on
Yes, and we're
social media.
Gorgeous. Yes.
Gorgeous.
My friend Ashley Dalal, who works for Elixnol CBD, donated CBD oil, which is so special.
I haven't tried that one yet, but I have it at home.
Christy Davis, who's my personal trainer, and a rep for Norwex products, which is all natural cleaning products, which I have become obsessed with lately. She donated with they have a line of personal products, so they were
I haven't opened that one yet.
makeup remover. So it's all natural. Just use water. Just use this particular. It's not a sponge. It's like a cloth, and it's amazing. And she donated. They're not cheap, and she donated. I thought that was super cool. My friend Amy Delgado, Cash Money, cha-ching!
Yes, part of the hostessing squad because they're the ones that helped with that. Marta Gonzalez from Krista-Marie Touch of Love, who, ironically enough, that came through you, the connection, right? The Krista-Marie. Who did that connection come through? Oh, I think it came through Sharon.
I was just going to say that's an easy
However, her daughter used to be with Dylan when they were little.
That's
used
crazy.
To be, that's just the way that everything works here. Like the community is small. I mean, at the end of the day, Dylan was with her when he was like 3 years old. So I don't know that she even knows the connection. And then we had 2 families from Oliver's school and new mom friends. Yay! Melissa Howard, Royal Pest and Termite Inc., and the Lastra Torre family of Tower Pest Control. So if you need someone for that, why not get a fellow autism family to do that, right? To help you.
Yeah.
But they're also great moms that I'm friends with, and I'm not friends with not many. No, I'm kidding. It's a small school, and these happen to be the 2 moms that we've gotten close to, and they came through with the help. And what she gave, Lastra Torre gave the tumblers.
Yes.
And guess what the tumblers say?
Super!
So, yay! And we actually have a couple of those that we might raffle off. We have a couple of extras we might raffle off.
And they have the metal straw on them, too.
With a metal straw.
They're super.
They're super. They're super. Yeah, we might have to do a raffle for that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friends from J&J Real Estate donated yummy wine, and it's like an organic wine club, and I thought that was really special. Suzanne Ostroff, who was a fellow, I shouldn't say fellow librarian, she's a fellow librarian. I didn't work with her, but I volunteered. She was a librarian at Jackson School, volunteered with her. She has a son who has Asperger's, grown son. Most beautiful person, donated cash.
Wow.
Just because she likes what we're doing.
That's
Great
amazing.
person. The amazing Puzzle Piece now.
Who is that?
They always come through.
Who's Puzzle Piece?
And Puzzle Piece now wouldn't be anything without all the generous donations they get too. They meaning me. One man band. Scaleman of Florida.
Who are they?
My parents' company. That was very sweet.
Yay. Sensibility Candles. Got you the nice one.
I
did put aside one good one for you. I'm like, which one's Christy gonna like?
We're gonna have to have Sensibility Candles on because they are.
Oh yeah, the whole story.
Yes. The entrepreneurial story of them.
Yeah.
And Sam. Sam is our. Her married name is now Schnur, and we met her through Jeffco years ago as the family organizer, not family organizer, but like the activities organizer.
And she ended up being Dylan's production manager when he did Peter Pan.
Show, yeah. And everything that she puts her hands on is just
it was so
class,
well. Yes.
class. And she's with Goodman Jewish Family Services of Broward, and she donated awesome umbrellas. Thank you. I need a second one.
Yes. Got that.
Oh, my friend Rebecca Spinato, hairstylist, donated hair. It's not gel, but conditioner.
The mask.
Masks. Thank you. Masks for everyone.
Yes, I have that.
Masks for everyone.
The one, the one I've used it. I'm gonna go on my 3rd time now. Just the one mask. I haven't.
Wow.
It's too much. It's a lot. So
never too much.
Well, I've used it. I'm gonna go tonight when I wash my hair right now.
Nice.
It needs washing. I'm gonna do it a 3rd time.
And she donated product
and
also,
gift certificate.
and a gift certificate for Cut Color Blow, which is a huge value. So thank you for doing that.
And then of course, tell me this is not the perfect sponsor for Disorderly Blondes, Vicky Bakery, woohoo! Pembroke Pines, right by my hood. Yeah. And I think we just serendipitously called that sponsorship because we've always talked about pastelitos and cafecito. And so they did a beautiful little box, a yummy little box, with all the mini versions of all the pastries, and just thinking about it, my stomach is growling.
Those are so
that
good.
sounds so good. And then we had a couple of extra bags, and I'm like, okay, 2 for me, 1 for you. And Vicky Bakery, they are actually one of the very few that are open until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays, which is
good to know.
It's almost like party at Vicky Bakery, like after hour party. And they also do Uber Eats, which I know from first-hand experience because, you know, I live right there. So Vicky Bakery, Pembroke Pines, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. We love everyone. And we're just so happy that this happened. And I'm excited to do this again. And only if we could get special delivery by...
Oh my goodness.
Becky, look at her butt.
I'm telling you, Brenda has this thing where she'll just have this idea.
Last minute.
I was like, hey. Last second. Like, hey, because we're not doing anything else. What if we got the Hialeah Fire Department to come and deliver these bags? And the most ironic part of this whole story is that even though my family predates Hialeah like 40 years before you, because my dad, and did I tell you my uncle was a Hialeah firefighter? You are Mrs. Hialeah, like
Ooh.
you are. But for me to say, hold on, I think I Krista from the 561 can make a connection, and naturally, even though I was able to make a connection and help make it happen,
of course,
everyone
Gypsy,
that you knew.
My friend Gypsy ended up knowing the chief of police.
Yes. So our friend Mike Benjamin works at that particular station that's adjacent to La Fresa. Called his sergeant, Paul Garcia.
Yes. The
kindest man. And all I'm thinking is, this guy's a civil servant, so he's just trying to, be as kind as possible to me on the phone so he can get me off the phone.
Right.
And then
kindly
blow me off. And I it could not have been further from the truth.
No, not at all.
And then he says, well, I got it. This all sounds great. I'm telling you it's going to happen, but let me just run it by my chief. So right there, I was like, okay.
And that's who my friend Gypsy ended up knowing.
Yes.
So funny.
Chief Rodriguez,
yes,
incredible guy. We learned a lot about them and their experiences with autism.
Oh, yeah.
But, we don't have to get into that. But what a show. It
went amazing.
Above and beyond just making the day special for the moms, and not just by being eye candy.
So the funny part is, we're hosting this, so we did it at La Fresa Francesa, which is also in Hialeah, which is amazing. It's French food. It's a little cafe, but it has a little bit of a Cuban little sass to it, and the station ended up being blocks away from there, and everyone was in on the joke, and we actually dropped off the bags before the lunch. And so the owner comes out of the restaurant and told everyone not to freak out, but the fire department was coming because there was a small incident, and the moms were like, yeah, there's an emergency, and the firefighters are walking here with Santa hats on. They're just like strolling in for the emergency, sure, but oh my gosh, the moms were crazy.
But Sandy played it off like really cool for a second. She was
Sandy, the owner.
Yeah, she saw me struggling for a minute because I was trying to, because they said that they were close.
Right.
They're like, well, they're gonna bust in the room any minute, but then they took their time because it was kind of hard to park the fire truck.
Yeah.
And so you kind of see on my face, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And so Sandy's like, there's a fire in the kitchen.
There's a fire in the kitchen. Don't be alarmed.
By then,
the moms knew. They were getting their dollar bills out, and it was so hard to tell them, no, it's not that kind of firefighter. But the moms were like, they were very excited. Do you have singles? Like, no, we did not get strippers for the party. Next, maybe another party.
Another party.
I don't know. Maybe the Disorderly Blondes traveled to Vegas. Maybe. I don't know.
I have to give you a special shout out, Bren, because you somehow got stuck with, not stuck because it's a labor of love, but you did a lot of the work putting the bags together.
My back hurt.
And something that doesn't seem like a lot of work, like putting stuff in bags, like people don't know us.
Yeah,
like,
there were 20 bags.
Yeah, there were 20 bags, there was a lot of stuff, and we had to put our personal touch on a lot of things, and one of the most personal touches we were able to do is we were able to insert copies of the Autism Notebook, which is a local autism magazine for which Brenda and I wrote a feature article. Yes. It was so fun.
Our bylines are on it.
Yeah. Oh, I almost brought a copy of it. It's in my living room.
It's okay, we'll superimpose the picture for the YouTubers.
We will. And it was called...
Or you will.
Crap! I miss YouTube now, but I deserve it. And it was called Dazed and Confused? Holiday?
It was called,
wow.
Something with the holidays. I just wrote it yesterday. I just put it on my LinkedIn yesterday and I forgot. Surviving the holidays.
With a Z-E.
Yes.
And we had all kinds of fun tips. And Brenda, the genius that she is, she was able to extrapolate those tips and then put them on our Instagram every day. And I thought that was super clever. And our friends at Finding Cooper's Voice published something that we wrote called The Disorderly Night Before Christmas. And
just full of creativity. No wonder we're so dazed and confused right now.
Oh, I know.
It's too much. December was a lot.
If you go to Finding Cooper's Voice, they're so
We
awesome.
love you, Kate.
We love you, Kate. And she was sweet enough to publish this poem that we wrote that also incorporated tips on how to survive like that night before Christmas, but of course with our
that Christy 99% wrote.
Oh no, it's okay. You know, when you're inspired, you just sit and you write and that's it.
So 2020 is here. We are excited. We're taking a couple of weeks off after this episode to kind of regroup. It's our 1 year anniversary. Yesterday was our 1 year anniversary. Woo-hoo! So this is going to be our 25th episode, I think. Right?
Yeah.
This one, 25th. So 25 episodes in 1 year. We did a lot. And that's nothing. Like that doesn't even, right? Come close to the amount of plans and hopes that we have for this coming year.
We're just getting started.
So for now, I just want to wish everyone a healthy, unlike the month of December in our house. Everyone was sick. And just a healthy new year, and the rest is just a bonus, right? Happy?
Y dale.
Dale que tú puedes. Bye. See you on the flip side. Bye.
Hey, hey.